With a fee-fi-fo and a hey and a ho and a fiddle and a diddle and a rhyme, the tale you're gonna hear happened such a long time ago. Once upon a time, once upon a time. The Adventures of Alice in Wonderland. Once upon a time, in Middle England, there lived a pretty young girl called Alice. One day, Alice was walking across a field when she came across an unusually large rabbit hole. As curiosity got the better of her, she stopped in her tracks and she peered down the hole.
Can I help you? Why are you looking down my rabbit hole?
Inquired a voice from behind. Alice looked round and she was alarmed to see a large white rabbit standing behind her. He was wearing a black and white pinstriped suit, and over his left eye he had a monocle, and in his right paw he held a long black walking stick.
"Oh, hello," said Alice. "I just couldn't resist peering down the rabbit hole. I've never seen one so large."
"And what, pray, is your name?"
"Oh, my name's Alice, and I do apologise if I've caused you any offence."
"Nah, not at all," said the white rabbit. "I presumed you'd come to join the tea party."
"Tea party?"
asked Alice.
"I know nothing of that."
"Oh," said the rabbit. "It's being held in my warren by my good friend the Mad Hatter. Would you like to attend?"
"Why, yes, that sounds fantastic,"
replied Alice.
"It's very kind of you to invite me."
"Very well," said the white rabbit. "I won't be joining you for a while, 'cause I've got things to attend to here, but send the Mad Hatter my regards and tell him I'll catch up with him later. In you go, bon voyage," he added before prodding Alice with his walking stick, thus sending her careering down the rabbit hole, which appeared to be about a mile long. Screamed the petrified Alice, who eventually landed safely on a huge polka dot sofa in the large rabbit warren, which she noted had black and white pinstripe wallpaper, very similar to that of the white rabbit's suit. "Oh, yeah, missus, yeah. Oh, who are you while you're at home?" asked the Mad March Hare, who was sitting on a polka dot chair just inches away from Alice. He wore an ill-fitting black suit, and he wore a large crooked top hat that looked like it had seen better days.
"My name's Alice. I was invited to the tea party by the white rabbit. In fact, he pushed me down the hole with his stick, which is how I found myself here," explained Alice.
Oh, I see, yes, I see, yes, said the Mad March Hare. "Well, welcome to the tea party. My name is the Mad Hatter. Would you like some tea?" he inquired. And without waiting for an answer, he poured cups of tea from a psychedelic teapot. There you go, get that down, you go. Oh, yes. And help yourself to cucumber sandwiches. They're absolutely delicious."
"Why, thank you,"
she said. As Alice politely nibbled on the cucumber sandwiches and drank the tea, the Mad Hatter got up and fixed her with a crazy stare. "Oh, where on earth is my good friend, the White Rabbit? The tea party's incomplete without him."
"Oh, I nearly forgot. I have a message from the white rabbit. He says he has things to attend to, but he will see you all later."
Oh, this is ridiculous," said the Mad Hatter. "Nobody but you has turned up. I feel everyone here in Wonderland has snubbed me. Yes, they're all rude and inconsiderate."
"Wonderland?"
asked Alice curiously. Yes, Wonderland. I feel so let down. No one's turned up to my tea party apart from you." He banged his fists on the table several times during his childish tantrum. Alice became a little concerned, and she headed for the nearby door. Where do you think you're going?" shouted the Mad Hatter. "I haven't finished my tantrum yet."
"Oh, I'm just heading out for a breath of fresh air. I'll be back soon,"
Alice said politely as she left the rabbit warren, closing the door firmly behind her.
Outside the warren, Alice found herself in a strange forest full of creatures she had never seen before, such as a large caterpillar smoking a huge pipe, and a dodo that up to now she'd believed was an extinct bird. Alice started trundling through the forest until she spotted two young boys who were performing a strange dance to music emanating from a nearby gramophone. Alice approached the boys, who both had strange tall tufts of hair sprouting from the top of their heads.
Excuse me,
said Alice.
I wonder if you could help me.
The two boys stopped dancing and they stared at Alice with excitement in their eyes.
Hello,
said the first young boy.
my name's Tweedledee.
My name's Tweedledum, said the second boy.
How can we help you? We will if we can. Perhaps she's here to give us a recording contract,
said Tweedledee.
Yeah, that's it. We have been discovered for our talent at last,
said Tweedledum.
Not only do we sing, we dance, and according to others, we have the wow factor.
The wow factor? What do you mean, the wow factor?
Well, we're in a band,
said Tweedledee.
It's not a band, it's a duo,
said Tweedledum.
All right, there's no need to pick hairs,
said Tweedledee.
I'm not picking hairs, I'm splitting hairs,
replied Tweedledum.
Calm down, boys, calm down,
said Alice.
You both seem fascinating. What's the name of your act?
The name of our act is Deadwood!
Oh,
said Alice.
That's an interesting name. How did you get that?
Someone called us that in a local magazine,
said Tweedledee.
That's right,
said Tweedledum.
We're not sure what it means, but it has got a sort of ring to it, don't you think?
Yes,
said Alice.
It's a very interesting name.
Oh, it was my idea to use the name, said Tweedledee. No, it wasn't. It was me. I had the idea, said Tweedledum. Right, that's it. Let's have a battle, said Tweedledee.
Well, within seconds, the two of them were having a mighty brawl. Feeling uncomfortable, Alice sloped off across a meadow until she came to a large wall. To her disbelief, on the wall sat a huge egg-like creature who had kind eyes and a crooked smile.
Hello, he said. And who, pray, are you, little girl?
Oh, my name is Alice,
she replied, adding,
I hope you can help me. I'm lost.
Well, I'm sorry, but I can't help you at all, said the creature. My name is Humpty Dumpty, and I'm due to have a great fall, said the creature. In fact, you're just in time to witness it. I hope you're not too disturbed by what you see, because it's my party piece.
He then took a deep breath and said,
Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall.
Then he toppled from the wall and landed on the ground, smashing into tiny pieces. Indeed, he was a large egg, for Alice witnessed a sea of yellow yolk emerging from the shattered pieces of eggshell. Suddenly, Alice heard horses approaching. In no time at all, an army of knights on horseback had surrounded her.
I think I have an idea who you might be,
said Alice. One of the horses replied, We're all the king's horses and all the king's men, and we're here to put Humpty together again.
Oh,
said Alice.
That's not how it goes in the nursery rhyme.
Don't believe everything you read,
said a sinister-sounding man who introduced himself as the Red Knight. As the others started to piece Humpty together again, the Red Knight grabbed and alarmed Alice. He then placed her on the back of his horse and took her to a huge palace that belonged to the Queen of Hearts.
I think I found the Knave of Hearts' accomplice,
said the Red Knight.
She fits the description perfectly.
The Queen of Hearts stared at Alice and said,
So, it was you who helped steal the tarts from I, the Queen of Hearts?
She turned to a menacing-looking executioner and she screamed,
Off with her head!
A quick-thinking Alice started to scarper out of the room.
Get her! Immediately! Off with her head!
Screamed the Queen. The Red Knight and the Queen's executioner started to chase Alice through a maze of corridors.
Get her! Get her! All for the head! Where's she gone?
Luckily, Alice lost her predators by hiding behind a suit of armour. As she emerged from behind the armour, Alice was greeted by a large, grinning cat.
Yeah, you must be Alice. I've been inspecting you. I am the Cheshire Cat, and I can help you get home.
Oh, cool. Thank you so much,
said Alice.
Oh, no problem at all,
purred the Cheshire Cat. The Cheshire Cat took Alice to a huge study. On the wall was a massive looking glass.
Now, gaze into the looking glass,
said the Cheshire Cat. As Alice did so, she spotted an image of the White Rabbit standing by the rabbit hole.
Come on, come on, come on! Move towards the mirror,
said the cat enticingly. As Alice walked towards the looking glass, she discovered she was able to walk straight through it. And suddenly, she found herself standing next to the White Rabbit on the grass verge next to the rabbit hole.
Oh, you're back,
said the White Rabbit.
Did you enjoy the Mad Hatter's tea party?
An astonished and relieved Alice replied politely,
Yes, it was a very fascinating experience. But I must get home to my mother. She'll be wondering where I've been.
Oh, very well,
said the White Rabbit.
I think I'll go and join the Mad Hatter now.
And without a by or leave, the White Rabbit disappeared down the rabbit hole, never to be seen again.
With a fee-fi-fo and a hey and a ho and a fiddle and a diddle and a rhyme, the tale you're gonna hear happened such a long time ago. Once upon a time, once upon a time.
Majestic Hare was out of sight. Ozzy the Tortoise, on the other hand, was incredibly slow to get going.